Okay, I know this ain't gonna be a quiet call right here. My brother, you're live.
Oh, so you can predict me now. Yes, I wanna first I wanna thank the guests for coming on. I'm really enjoying the show and appreciating what she's bringing to the table. And so I want to welcome the guests to the station and thank you for coming on and sharing with us.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
What I wanted to say, and this is probably very difficult. I don't really know how often sisters get an opportunity to talk to men who are completely open, but most of the men I deal with, the vast majority of them, probably over 99% or over 90% are what you would call conscious black men. Some Muslim, some nationalists, some just progressive brothers. And it may sound strange, but I'm being 100% honest. The amount of emotional pain in black men is something related strictly and particularly to trying to right the wrongs of the past with our women. You know, for the black men who are conscious, like I said, Muslim, nationalists, whatever the case may be, we recognize and see ourselves racially as having failed as men. And so few brothers make the decision that hey, I want to go out here and I want to change this thing. I want to fix this thing. I want to look this European in the eye, and I want to build something to take its power to give this world back to our people. So it's a huge monumental task. And once black men make the decision to do that, one of the first things they do is, man, our women, look at what we allowed happen. So we become in love with black women, particularly not only from a sense of appreciating women, but the sense of guilt that we didn't protect them. And what's happening, what I'm noticing, is that it's almost a universal thing. Whether either they've been through it or they're going through it now as we speak. Most of them going through it now as we speak. Others have been through it in the past. That love and dedication they have for the black woman now, after most of us haven't lived the Negro life before and running wild and doing a lot of damage in the past, but now once we make that turn to come around, to get completely consumed with getting beat down by the women that we choose to be with in an effort to fight this war is the most debilitating, demoralizing. I talk to men who cry, and I'm not being funny when I say it. I talk to men who cry. It's extremely emotional to the point of some brothers being suicidal. They won't say this though. You'll never hear these things. But it's like, this is how it feels to a black man. The reality of it is, we created most of this by not defending our women and children, so we don't have anybody to look to blame. But the way it feels for a black man is, we finally standing up. We want to be good fathers because most of our fathers weren't there. We want to be good husbands because we feel like most of our fathers failed in being good husbands. All the things that were wrong, we decide we want to do. We want to go work every day, come home, and say, hey, we made the money and put it on the table. We want to do everything that it says that a man's supposed to do. And the reward that we get is a woman who, in every way, shape, or form, actively, intentionally tries to find a way to fight against us and destroy us and make sure that we will not be successful in making one stride in the right direction and having any peace with a woman who will say, hey, we appreciate the work that you're doing. And so, like, I can honestly tell you this. I'm not saying this to be, how do I want to say it? I'm not trying to stretch the truth with this. This is really true. It's so healing, and it's so rewarding to hear black women say, hey, we love you, brothers. We shouldn't be doing this, because what's happening is a lot of brothers begin to start thinking that maybe it's not the women, maybe it's them. And it becomes very dangerous then because then the men want to quit. They don't want to fight anymore because they feel like, what's the use of fighting? And no matter what he does, he can't win. He can't even win in his own home and have his own woman help him try to fight. And brothers are quitting. I mean, I'm telling you, brothers quit on me every day. I talk to brothers all the time. And I'm not calling up here to beat up on black women, but like the number one thing, I've been doing this since 1994. And I can honestly say, the number one force that has taken black men who have got into the movement, I'm not talking about the ones that didn't get into it. Racism takes him off. But once a man gets into this and decides he wants to do this work for our people and commit to his race, the number one reason I've seen black men leave this movement, probably 75% or more, is because they have a woman that fights for them. And if I can just tell a quick story, we had one brother who had gotten in the movement. He loved the organization. I was part of an organization called Positive Comedic Visions. And this brother he loved being there more than anything this world could offer him because he was around men. And we were talking about educating our people and helping our people. And it got so bad that his wife, anytime we were going to have a meeting, the grass absolutely had to be cut. There was some emergency anytime a meeting would come. And it got so bad when that wasn't working, she started seeing a guy on the job and making sure that he found out that she was seeing another guy to force him to pick between being involved in an organization that was trying to help black people or committing 100% of his time with her. And every time I see that brother, it's a look of guilt and pain in him because he know he quit on this movement because of a woman, but he wanted to keep his family. He loved his daughter so much, he couldn't leave his daughter. It really wasn't the woman so much. He loved his woman, but that little girl of his, everywhere he goes, he has her with him, and he still goes to stuff from time to time. But he's just an example of so many black men that I know. I mean, I can name them one down the line who would be right here in this battle, in this struggle committed, except that women see fighting for freedom as a competition between loving their family and them, and they do everything imaginable that you can conceive to pull men off. So I just want to commend you because I don't think you all understand when you have this dialogue, the therapeutic nature it is for brothers who listen to this station. There's brothers right now who are probably on the verge of crying because it's not that we don't see the condition our people is in. We want to fight. It's a very difficult thing to figure out what to do. And the worst tragedy for a man, anyway, I can speak to in the movement, is to have his woman on the opposite side of the fight, and that's where most black men are finding their women. So I just wanted to say that because I know a lot of brothers are thinking it. I want to let you know what you're doing when you say, what do we do? You don't even have a clue what you're doing right now. Just by being a voice that black men can hear to let us know that we're not insane, that it's not 100%. Every single thing is not our fault. And that we're not crazy when we want to fight this demon. And when our women are fighting with us, that it's not always our fault. Sometimes our women do things that are not right as well. And so we don't have to create a whole entire load feeling like we're just absolute failures and nothing we do works. To hear you all talk the way you're talking, it gives some hope. And believe me, if you don't know what you can do, these kind of dialogues where you're not fighting and talking nothing negative about black men, you're seeing some of the things that black women are doing, that black men are sitting at home going, wow, I'm dealing with that every single day. Just to know, even if you don't leave the situation, but just to know, okay, the woman I'm with, she has problems and everything. None of us are totally right, but this ain't all my fault. Just to know that, for some brothers, is going to be enough for them to keep doing what they're doing, not leave this struggle, and be able to tell the woman, I love you, but I'm going to keep fighting for my people, so you got to make your decision because I've made mine, and not feel as though he's abandoning his family or abandoning his responsibility when, in truth, his responsibility is his race. So I don't want to take up any more time. I don't want to hog up the lines here, but I really, this is moving me, and I know that it's moving other brothers. Most of them probably won't say anything because they probably wouldn't be able to get the words out because their voices will start cracking because I talk to black men every day, and if you could understand the emotional strain that black men are under because of how difficult it is to work with our women to fight this battle, you would never stop having these conversations because we really need you, sisters. So I just wanted to say that and thank you so much. We love you, and we really, really, really need more sisters to come out and support like this. If this is all you do, you're giving more to your race than you can possibly imagine.
Thank you, Brother Genie. We appreciate that.
Wow. Thank you.
All right.
See you on the battlefield.
Yeah.
I always wanted to say that. That's his punchline. I'm taking his stuff from him. I know that it's about that time for you to be leaving. Callers, hang on, because the show's still going to go. We're going to take this to the end. 760-569-7676. Code is 948656#. Were there any words that you wanted to close on? Is there any way for people to contact you? I know that you have articles and you're working on a book. Is there any information you want to give the people?
Well, I just want to say, first of all, thank you so much for having me on the show. I feel horrible that I have to go, but I have an appointment, and I would love to come back on your show anytime you'll have me. Maybe we could have, a part 2, because I really enjoyed the dialogue so far. And I just wanted to when the brother was speaking, like, it just really touched my heart because it just shows, that men, they just want support, they want encouragement, they want peace. This world has already set up, to be a failure. You don't want to go outside and fight the enemy. You got an enemy in your house. And it's very sad that, our brother was put in a situation that he either had to be for his people or have a relationship with his daughter. I mean, that's just really heartbreaking because it shows how we don't view each other as family. You know what I mean? Like, if my sister over here is hurting, I'm not going to be in my house feeling good. You know what I mean? So it kind of gets to where, if we feel comfortable with what we've accomplished in our, individual lives, then we're like, forgive everybody else. And it's just kind of, just disturbing how, you have a man that wants to fight for the betterment of his people, but was not able to because he didn't want to sacrifice a relationship with his daughter. It's just really rubbing me, the wrong type of way that he had to make such a decision. And, as women, we're supposed to be heaven for him. We're supposed to give him peace and encouragement. And, look how this brother is receptive to us. And it's just 2 of us on the phone, sis. It's just 2. You know what I mean? So it's like, think about, the effect that if more of us, would be able to say, okay, it's not always you or I did this. We would have brothers that will really fight for us and, risk their lives for us, and really love us and appreciate it. Because the thing about everything that we want from black men, we have to first be willing to give it. That's how reciprocity works. You don't do nothing and get something, So if I want the love and respect and, affection, I got to put it out there. And that's how it comes back to me. But, just to hear this brother, being so thankful, because I know black men have to get tired because every day on Facebook, there's some status about they're no good. There's an article about them being no good. There's a script written right now about them being no good, and it's going to sell out, and all the girlfriends are going to make a movie night and just go out and watch the movie, and afterwards they're going to talk about how this man reminded them of that man and, have the black male bashing party. And at the end of that, like, what does that accomplish? What does that prove? We're so busy, fighting for our enemy as black women, like I said, like from the letter, like we're standing guard, we have become, the best ammunition against the black man, against the family. That is what we have become. We are very well trained assassins, and that